What up, this your boy SI Rico, and hey, I'm kind of sorry about the last video. Filmora had this update, dude, and like I'm still trying to get used to, like, you know, the configurations of it, because if you have a section of the video too far up, it'll automatically cut in between the next section and put that in the back. So if you guys feel like in the last video in the beginning, like, or just throughout the entire video, like things was just not set well and not, you know, configured right, yeah, so I'm still getting used to that. So, and also it's my fault that I didn't look at the video. I just edited it and just went with it and uploaded it because I wanted it up there pretty quick, but I need to really start taking my time. But for today, we will be unboxing my shift light. I only seen one Honda, but I've seen this shift light before I ever seen, you know, the Honda with this shift light. But so far, only one Honda that I've seen on video with this shift light. The shift light is from a company called Chippernut. Oh, I know y'all gonna have a ball with that. Yeah, but it's called Chippernut. Custom sequential shift light. But also, we ordered a, y'all know, on my, I don't have a radio on my hatch. I just have a hole there. And I've been debating on putting a radio in there, but I'm just gonna buy like a Bluetooth speaker and just put it in the glove box, because I listen to stuff on my phone anyway, so I don't listen to the radio. But we bought this part right here. It's obviously 3D printed from Greg Parts. It looks so nice. I know they have OEM factory plates that have Honda in there. Those look nice too. I was gonna get that, but I seen this one and it had the little almost like, not carbon fiber look, but like the little lashes, you know. I like that a lot. This will be going where the radio section is at. And here is the meat and potatoes of the video. So sick, bro. Watch when you guys see this. So sick. Wow, this thing is smaller than I thought, bro. This is the upgraded LED light right here. Jeez, this thing is little and stupid bright. Hey, Mom, you going to the, where you going?
Back to load.
Oh, they turn the hose?
And 2 hoses in that other valve thing, and I got 3 hoses in the back.
All right. And here is, wow, this thing is actually kind of bigger than I thought it was gonna be. That's good though. Well, I don't know. Well, I can still do what I want, you know, what I had set out to do, but this is the part that controls everything. Oh, and it's dialed too, like little clicks. I like that a lot. This right here reads, matter of fact, I'm gonna just show you guys the video from the dude that created this himself, because hey, who could represent their product better than the person that made it? So check this out.
Hi everyone, John from Chippernut here to talk about the new version 3 shift light. I'm going to walk through some of the features, just talk about some of the improvements from version 2, and just show you guys some tips and tricks on how things work. Sort of a impromptu video. I'm not really scripting this or anything, just kind of winging it. So let's begin. What you're looking at is the new version 3 shift light from Chippernut. There are quite a few improvements from version 2. One of the first things you'll notice is the new OLED display. It's going to give you a little bit more information. It's also a little clearer to read because it doesn't have to scale numbers like over 10,000 RPM. All the pickup circuitry has been improved using an opto isolator. We also have a new LED graph here. This is an improvement from the previous generation of LEDs. Those were the WS2812B LEDs, and these are the APA102C LEDs. Adafruit markets these LEDs as dot star LEDs. The key advantage to going with these LEDs versus the older ones is that it frees up a lot of the critical timing on the Arduino, so you get a much more accurate RPM display. So I've currently got the shift light attached to an RPM simulator. The code and schematics are available on chippernut.com. It allows you to bench test the shift light, so you can ensure that you've assembled everything correctly. Just requires an additional Arduino to run it. As I was developing this new version 3, very quickly the software expanded beyond the memory capabilities of the Arduino, so I had to strip the code down and basically rewrite major portions of it from scratch, and it was a fantastic opportunity to really clean things up in the code. I removed a lot of unused variables and like reworked the math in some ways to just make it more efficient, and I actually ended up well below the memory limits of the Arduino. Okay, so let's step through the different menu options here and take a look at some of the new features. So first what I'm going to do, and I apologize if my hand is in the way here, but so to access the menu system, what you're going to do is push down on the rotary encoder. You will be able to access the menu system whether or not it's actually connected to a car. All you need to do is provide 12 volts power and you should be able to access the full menu system. And that's another handy way of making sure that everything's hooked up correctly, because in the menu system it sort of does a test of all the primary functions. You'll see the display do a little animation there indicating that you've entered the menu, and you can also scroll through the menu items. So first what I'll do is I'll just run through the menu. The very first screen you see is the menu screen, and when you push the button on this screen, it saves all your settings and takes you back to normal running mode. What's important to note is that anytime you make a change in the shift light, those variables and those settings are stored permanently in what's called the EEPROM. So that means you can disconnect the power and hook it back up, and all of your settings will be retained. As we rotate through this, the second option is brightness. Right now I have this set on the dimmest setting, and I'll give you an idea of how bright this shift light can get. When I crank this brightness setting up, it gets pretty bright. Push again to save that setting. The next option is dimmer. Now, this menu item has two steps to it. The first one allows you to set the dimming brightness. Now, typically you're going to want this dimmer than your normal brightness. That way, when you turn on your lights at night, this display gets a little bit dimmer. But for the sake of the video, I'm going to leave this at a higher dimmer setting so I can show you the next step. And the next step is when you push the button again, it goes to dimmer logic. Now, this is based on how you've got this dimmer wire, the yellow wire here, connected to your vehicle. Some vehicles have a power switched or a voltage switched lighting system. Others switch ground instead, and that's what this dimmer logic is really implying, is how is this connected, and it also gives you some options, some freedom for different installations. So I'll give you an idea of how this works. Let's set this to low, and I'll exit. So it's running at its current brightness level, and if I attach this dimmer wire to ground now, it'll get brighter. And you'll see the little symbol pop up. Disconnect it, and it goes off. So this would be analogous to, turning your lights on and off. The next menu option is the activation RPM. Now this is the point at which the bar graph starts displaying the RPM. And you can set this in increments of 10. Push to save. The next menu option is the shift RPM. Now this is the point at which the display starts flashing. So I've currently got this set for 6,000 RPM. And again, adjustable in increments of 10. The next menu option is smoothing. What this does is allows you to software filter the incoming RPM signal. And this should really only be used if your display is getting a little jumpy or there might be some noise in your RPM signal coming from the vehicle. Basically, it just takes an average reading of 5 RPM values, averages that out, and then updates the display with that number. The next menu option is the pulses per rotation, and this is where you're going to configure the shift light for your particular application, for your vehicle, for your engine size. This allows you to select how many pulses of the RPM signal are occurring every rotation of the engine. Now, typically a 4-cylinder engine is going to have 2 pulses per rotation. A 6-cylinder will have 3, and an 8-cylinder will have 4. There are some instances where you might need to tailor this number. So to come in here, it'll give you, you push the rotary encoder and it will display the current pulses per rotation as well as the RPM value directly beneath it. So that way, when you adjust this, you can kind of fine tune it. And you'll see as I increase this number how it will scale that RPM. Let's go back down to 3. And then push to save. The next menu option is the number of LEDs, and this is just a setting where it allows you to update how many LEDs you have. The shift light will support up to 32 LEDs. The next menu option is color segments, and this allows you to separate out where the different color bands are arranged on this LED bar graph, and I'll show you how this works. When you push down on this, the first thing it's going to do is light up the entire display, but you're only adjusting this first segment. So as you rotate this, you'll see the width of that segment change. And when you push this again, it allows you to then adjust the second segment. And this final segment is adjusted basically by process of elimination. You adjust the first one, you adjust the second one, and the third one just sort of fills in where it's needed. All right, the next menu option is animation mode. There are 4 animations. There's left to right, center to out, right to left, and out to center. So let's choose out to center. So it says you must redo the segments. So now it'll allow you to rebuild your color segmentation. So let's go ahead and do that. And that looks good. The next menu option allows you to set the different colors of the shift light. So when you enter that, it will display the entire graph. So it allows you to kind of see the colors in context with the rest of the display. Set color 1, rotate it again. Next menu option is for color 2. So again, it's going to display the entire graph and then allow you to change just the second color. Wrong way. Let's make that yellow. And then color 3. You can turn it off if you want it even. We'll just leave that on red. And then the next menu option allows you to set the shift color. Now this is one of the changes from version 2. In version 2, you could set 2 different shift colors. I found that most people just wanted one shift color, and then the second shift color is black, or it turns off. So when you enter this menu option, you basically can just select what color you want it to flash at. Let's make it green. The next menu option is Debug Mode, and basically what this does is it outputs the RPM value via USB. And the final menu option is System Reset, and basically this just resets the shift light back to its default settings, just in case if you want to just start over from scratch. So we're going to exit the menu now. We've gone through everything. Push to save. And you should see our new colors now. All right. Now, one of the other cool things that I want to talk about is, let's zoom out a little here. All right, so one of the other things I kind of wanted to talk about was new options coming soon in the type of LED strip that you can get. So right now what we're looking at is the standard LED strip. There's no waterproofing, there's no silicone, it's just basically a flexible circuit board with VHB 3M tape on the back. And so you can kind of flex this and custom mold it for your application. I also have soon, see if you can see this. This is a waterproof version of the same light strip. And it's kind of hard to tell, but there's silicone encasing it. So it makes it a little bit more, I find this a little bit more like durable, I guess. But we can hot swap these real quick and I'll show you what this one looks like. Looks pretty much the same. It's a little prismatic. A little bit more color infill. It's a little hard to tell in the camera. But again, this still has the VHB tape on the back. Still really useful and still very flexible. This just has the, the added benefit of a little bit of, I would call it moisture resistance, because it's not waterproof, it's moisture resistant. And the final strip, and this one is really cool. There's a new version of the APA 102 LED out, and this is something that I want to carry on Chippernut very soon. What you're looking at right now is a prototype of a 2020. It's less than half the size, basically, of these 50/50 LEDs. And this stuff is so cool. It's so flexible. It's almost like yarn. You can just twist it and mold it. Still has the VHB 3M tape on the back, but it's just a lot smaller, and it's such neat stuff. It's so cool. So look for this soon. This is going to be on chippernut.com. Yeah, it's pretty neat stuff. Once again, I just want to thank everyone, all of my customers, all of the people that post online and share videos. Honestly, this would not have been possible. I mean, this thing's crazy. It wouldn't have been possible without your help, without your support, without people, contributing and posting videos online and making little code tweaks here and there and coming up with ideas and improvements and in testing and installing it in many different vehicles. Honestly, this would not have been possible. So thanks again for watching. Stay tuned. I'm going to try to post more videos soon. I'm working on a promotional video for Chippernut, a little bit more general. It's going to be a little bit of a higher production value than these videos have been, but yeah, stay tuned for that. And thanks for watching.
Yeah, y'all seen that? So what we originally was gonna do, I didn't know this was this big. I was gonna have this come through the back of here and come out like that. Now I'm just gonna have it on the front instead of coming through the back. The only difference is, these little tabs right here would have been hidden. So yeah, same thing. I can still achieve what I want, which is so sick. And it'd be a lot easier too. All I gotta do is drill. Well, actually, I don't have to drill anything if I don't want to. I can just double side sticky tape this right here. Awesome. Clean, baby, clean. Yeah, so I upgraded to this little board. Dudes, this thing gets super bright, bros. And I have a special place where I'm gonna put this. Oh, y'all know me, my imagination, bro. This little guy will be set directly between the fuel gauge and the temperature gauge, right in the center. So dope. Can't wait. We'll be installing this real soon. I'm about to take some Instagram pics for the grizzle. And yeah, this is the Chippernut. So it's gonna be like this. Chippernut, that name, bro, is, oh. Hey baby, want this chip? You want this chipper? Hey baby, you want this Chippernut? But yeah, a lot easier, kind of a little change, and how we was gonna mount this, but it's the same thing. So it's gonna be a lot easier to mount this too. Still clean too. But this your boy, SI Rico. We will be installing this real soon, baby. And I catch you guys in the next one. Rate, comment, please subscribe, and thank you for the 2K once again. We working on our 90,000. Whoa, my bad, I'm tripping. Sorry about that. We working on our 100K on the Instagram followers. Rico, what you? We working on our 100K on a group of Honda Bays on Facebook. We already at 93K right now, climbing crazy fast. So yeah, keep out for the next video on this install, and it's gonna be amazing. But I'll catch you guys in the next one. Rate, comment, subscribe. Hey, and be amazing. I'm out. Peace.
Welcome.